head coach of the Western Hills Wolverines, Simon Vanderpool. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you all for having me.
Well, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, let's talk a little bit about how, your journey. This is your first season here at Western Hills. Where did you start getting into football, coaching, and where were you last year and things like that?
Sure. So last year I was at North Laurel High School. I was the defense coordinator there. I was there a year. Before that, I actually had lived here in Frankfort. I was at Great Crossing ever since the school had opened, and I was there for 3 years. I lived on the east side of town and was traveling back and forth to Georgetown for 3 years. And then before I came here, I was at Whitley County High School, which is where I'm originally from. So.
You guys had a big event yesterday, right? At with the Bluegrass Showcase, right?
Yeah.
And you had a bunch of colleges. So talk a little bit about what you guys were trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
It was a long day for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was, but it's something that we felt like was really good for not only our program, but the Kentucky State program. Coach Huggins is doing an unbelievable job there right now, and one of his goals and my goals alike is, we want to make a connection between Kentucky State and Western Hills. And part of that is, yesterday's event. So yesterday we had close to 100 athletes ranging all the way from Detroit, Michigan to kids that are local. We had over 20 universities represented yesterday for the kids to showcase their skills. Multiple kids had received scholarships yesterday for their athletic performance, and it was a really good day. But more than anything, I think it's about the community. And Coach Huggins, obviously, he's in this same realm of me, of taking over just right now at Kentucky State. And again, he's looking for unique ways to make sure that we stay connected and we build the community of Frankfort.
Well, as the new football coach, you just finished your first year. Did you have some big challenges that you had to overcome? Participation? Do you get good participation from the kids?
Sure. And I think coming in for us, that was one thing that we were really want to focus on, that we grew. So far we've actually tripled the roster. So we've tripled participation from a year ago. We played a spring game in the spring. It was inter squad. We had 56 kids participate in that. It was a really good time that the kids were able to compete against each other, but I think it was good for the community as well, of seeing that there are kids that are playing football, and more than anything, at the end of the day, that's the number one goal, is to get the kids involved, get them off the couch and get them active, and that's something that's been really good, and a key for us. And more than anything is to grow our participation and have more kids in Franklin County play football. So,
what do you think are the importance of a team sport like football? I mean, honestly, because some moms are a little scared of their kids out there playing football. So, what are some benefits to a team sport like football?
Myself, I come from a father-absent home, and kind of growing up, I was born in Ann Arbor, Michigan. We lived in Fort Myers, Florida. We lived here in Kentucky. We went to school in Georgia. So, we moved around quite a bit, and, football was something that was a little bit more consistent in my life. And, the coaches that I had, served as father figures for me. And so one of the biggest things that we're trying to do with our guys is build better men. At the end of the day, football is a very small portion of these kids' life. And, we want them to know of, hey, at some point, football is over, okay? And so what we're trying to do is build them for that next stage of their life, whether it be they go to college and play college football, okay? Well, then what's after college football? And so more than anything, I see the benefit, personally, where I grew up without a father, and the benefit of having that consistent role model is someone that you can rely on, somebody that is going to be there for you, and somebody that's going to direct you in the right path. And so more than anything, I see the characteristics of that, of them being really good employees, them being good bosses, them being good husbands, and more than anything, good members of society.
Well, you talk about building better men, you talk about being involved in society. That's something you guys have really been working on, getting involved in the community, character education. Talk a little bit about what you guys have been doing just since you've been here in the last 6 months.
Yeah. So one of my main goals when coming here was finding ways to get involved within the community and giving back to Frankfort. And so we've already partnered with churches and the Kiwanis Club and different events to just help out and, let them see that what we're trying to do is much more than football. Along with that, things that we try to do with our character education program is teach real life skills to our kids. Those are real conversations that we're having with the kids of, one day you're going to have to make hard decisions, and what does that look like, and what does it look like to be a good husband? What does it look like to be a good son? It's the consistency of showing up every day to your job, and those are things that we're doing for our character ed program. And one thing we try to do is connect that at home. For myself, again, I'd mentioned, I come from a father absent home, so my mom, she didn't know a whole lot about football. So I know, we have kids that come from father absent homes, and maybe their mothers don't know a whole lot about what they're doing on the field. So we try to take that time with our character ed program, and we'll relate right back to our parents and send them a message out of the things we're talking about with our kids. And some of our core values, and we're trying to teach them not only through daily processes through our coaching staff, but along with real life things of this is when you're going to use it, and we're going to show you in a classroom setting, and we're going to open up and talk as a team about these things that's going to help you way past football. So more than anything, I think it's been a huge success for us. We see our kids now, they're opening up more when we're in those sessions. They're asking questions. They're giving shout outs to their other teammates for things they're doing. We have a segment we do every day. We call it a You to Man. And that's just a shout out to a teammate, something that you've seen them do, whether it's in the classroom or whether it's on the field. And the more we do it, we can see the kids are intentional of watching for behaviors and doing things that they know it takes to be a man. So.
Talking about shout outs, are there mentors in your life, coaches that obviously this is your first time being a head coach. You seem fully committed and ready to go, but who did you see as you've gone through your career that has led you to learn all these great approaches?
Sure. So from high school, I was actually telling our kids yesterday, whenever I was in their shoes, and I knew by my senior year, my goal, I want to be a high school head football coach. I was able, after high school, to go play college football. But growing up, one of the mentors I had was Justin Bozeman, who was one of our assistant coaches in football, but he also coached us in wrestling. So we spent a lot of time together, all 4 years. It seemed like, we were together every single day, whether it be for football or wrestling. And so, one of the things that, he taught me, again, is some of the same things that we're trying to instill in the kids of being a man. And, you might be in a certain situation growing up, but you have that opportunity to change whatever situation that is. And, one of our core values, what does your name stand for? Those things are things that you're standing for each and every day. Whenever someone says your name, it's going to represent something. What are they going to be able to say about you? So those are some of the things that, he taught me growing up. And then now I'm able to translate to the kids, and I've been in some of their shoes, and some of our other coaches have been in their shoes. And so we're just trying to get them to realize of, hey, where you're at, you can change your situation and make it wherever you be. But Coach was great. I had a lot of great coaches growing up, and I was fortunate enough to be around.
Well, I think it's great that these players can have a mentor like you, a model, who recognize that it's not football's a game, but there's a lot of things that they can gain from that, as far as a sense of confidence and a sense of community and pride in taking part in something with other players to get something done. And that's what I like about football, and about teamwork, and about coaches who really focus on that rather than just the win. The win's good. It's really good, but the rest of it is really important.
Sure. Let's before we let you go. What are we talking about football? How do we feel about the season? What should we expect to see? If not just wins and losses, what do what changes might we see on the field for the Wolverines versus years past?
I think it's a brand of football that the community and alumni is going to be proud of how our kids interact. I'm a football coach, so whenever I go to a game, I know things that I'm looking for, schematically. However, one of the things that's apparent to anybody that anybody can see is structure. And that's from how we warm up, the cohesiveness of the timing of everyone's going, their toes are on the line and everyone's clapping together. And I think those things are going to be evident that we'll be able to show right away. Our kids have bought in since day one. We've hit the weight room running since January, and we haven't stopped. Right now, we're going 4 days a week, 3 hours a day. We're lifting, we're running, we're watching film, we're practicing, and more than anything, I think it's that brand of football that it's the structure that is evident to see. Whether you're in the stands and whether you're a football coach or not, you can see those things that we're doing to build that structure in the kid's life. And I think more than anything, that's something that people will see that's evident. And along with that, I think we have a talented group of kids. I think I've played Western Hills in years past whenever I was at Great Crossing, and I've already knew some of the kids and some of their athletic abilities, and we've been thrilled with that. We feel like there's a lot of talented kids here. And so we think it's going to be an exciting season. I know the kids are excited, and they keep buying in and working really hard. So,
well, we can't wait to see it. We'll be out there with the Game of the Week crew, and we'll bring it to the folks in Frankfort and all around the country online, and hopefully people come out and see the game too. Though we want that for sure. Well, Coach, thanks so much for coming by and saying hi, and it's great to meet you, and best of luck to the Wolverines this year, and I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.